Your actions have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the Elusive Target Arcade. And today's arcade, the Dyads. This is a 3-level arcade, and level 1 is set in Sapienza, and we have these two gentlemen to eliminate. And our stipulation for this arcade is we have a restricted loadout, so our pockets are empty. So, right from the start and off the bat, as our pockets are empty, we are going to require a number of items. So we're going to head straight off to the ICA safe house, and we are going to start by getting a change of disguise. So we're going to take Rocco's outfit, who is our neighbour upstairs. So straight into the ICA safe house. Lock the door, never mind. Straight through the ICA safe house and out onto the roof, where we can then vault up onto Rocco's balcony and into his bedroom. We can steal his outfit. Oi Rocco, you still ain't washed this thing. And from here we can now make our way over into the Caruso mansion. Now I'm going to go in via the pantry window. It's just my favourite way of going in, because when you drop down you do run the risk of running into Rocco's sister, who is an enforcer. So once we're in the pantry, we're going to pick up the 2 cans of spaghetti and then make our way into the kitchen, where we will find a packet of rat poison. And then we're going to exit the kitchen through the rear door, make our way into the main house across the courtyard here, straight down the stairs into the basement, and we're going to position ourselves just behind the door here, select one of our cans of spaghetti, open the door and throw the can into the room. That will attract the attention of the waiter or housekeeping member just outside, and when they come in to investigate, we can close the door behind them, render them unconscious with the rest of our spaghetti. We're going to hide their body in the crate provided. Now I am still having some trouble with my controller. You may notice some jerky camera movements. That is not all entirely me. So once we make it into the basement area, the wine cellar, just to our right will be a glass of wine on a barrel. We're going to add our rat poison to that glass and make our way around the corner as our target arrives. So he's going to be a little while. He's going to go into the wine cellar. He's here to sample some of these wines, and that's exactly what he's about to do. The last glass that he samples will be the poisoned one. It's usually the way those things work. And once he does get poisoned, he will make his way to this bathroom. Now the reason I'm hiding behind the door and waiting for the 2 guards to turn up is that sometimes one of those guards may come into the room briefly.
Target down. 1 more to go.
So once we have the all clear and neither of the guards are in the bathroom, we can then drown our target, and we're going to make good our escape out of the Caruso mansion. And our second target is over across the plaza in the town hall. Now if we're quick, we might just be able to time this right, but we're looking to get inside. Now the doors are locked and there is a camera, but luckily, as you can see, one of the kitchen workers from the ice cream parlour has just come down for a cigarette break. Now if he's not there, you can either wait for him, or if you use instinct, there is another kitchen assistant down in the basement who also goes for a cigarette break at the rear, and you can wait for either of them to open the door for you. But once inside, we're going to make our way up to the top floor, and we're going to head to the hippie's room. Just make sure he's not facing you when you enter. Use instinct. We're going to render him unconscious, somewhat unnecessarily. but it is quite enjoyable. But we are going to be using that area. We don't want him finding bodies. So once we have rendered the hippie unconscious, we are now going to wait just out on the balcony here for a patrolling guard to arrive. He makes his way down a couple of floors and then comes back up here. So you may be waiting a minute or so. But when he does arrive and stands at the balcony there, we can then render him unconscious. We're going to take his gun and we're just going to wait right here holding his hand while the guard, you can see having a cigarette leaning out the window, has his cigarette whilst leaning out the window. And when he moves away, we can then drag this guard up into the bohemian's room, or the hippie's room. So the guard's moved away, we can now drag our unconscious friend here up to the hippie's room. And in we go. And you got any other music? It's always this song, mate. So we're going to take the guard's outfit and we're going to make our way back downstairs, and by the open window here we're just going to drop the gun as long as the guard isn't stood there having a cigarette. And when said guard finally returns, he will spot that gun and he will come out onto the balcony to remove it. And at that point we can then remove him from the equation. So he has now spotted the gun, he's going to come out here to collect it. We're going to hug the wall just outside the door, and when he comes to gather the gun, we can then grab him from around the corner, render him unconscious. We're going to pull him around the corner here. We could put him in the bohemian's room with the others, but we don't really need to go that far. We're going to select our can of spaghetti, and if the two guards are in this position, and preferably only just got into that position, we can duck in through the window and knock them both out with our can of spaghetti. We're then going to take care of the surveillance system because we have been seen by a camera. That's almost unavoidable. So now we're going to tidy up as the room is ours. I'm going to hide both the bodies just in case. This next section can go wrong and we may have to come up with an alternative method of execution for our target. But as our pockets are empty, we're going to use the tried and tested method of dropping a chandelier on our target. So that is our target in the white suit down there, and when he leaves the window and lines up with the edge of the desk you can see at the bottom of the window there, we're going to drop the chandelier on his head. So that's 2 targets down. All that's left for us to do now is to make good our escape. Now unfortunately the VW Beetle exit has been removed for this challenge, and for the elusive target in Sapienza in general, I believe. So the next nearest safe available target will be the boat down in the harbour. The other 2 targets, the other 2 exits being the seaplane and the speedboat at the ruins. So this is the clear, obvious favourite to go for. So level 1 taken care of, and after this we are going to move to England for level 2. So moving on to chapter 2 or level 2, and we are in Dartmoor, and we have another 2 targets, and as with the first and the next level, we will be going in with empty pockets. So, right from the start and off the bat, apologies if anyone can hear the workmen over the microphone downstairs. They've been making a lot of noise since about 8 o'clock this morning, waking me up, so I'm not in the best of moods. But we are going to proceed across the moors here, into the bushes, over the wall, and across the stream onto the Carlisle property. and we're going to scoot around the edge of the property as we don't have any coins or a briefcase to distract the gardener. So we're going to bypass the gardener completely, and we're just going to hug the wall once we're past him and make our way up onto the property via this little ledge here. And we're just going to stay crouched and hidden. You want to stay mostly by that SUV. That's probably the best spot around about here. And we're just going to wait here for this conversation between the housekeeping staff member and the guard to play out. And then they will both move off to the right, giving us the opportunity to then make our way past the vehicles. So as they move off, we can head along and into the next shrubbery area. And again, we're just going to wait here. It's the trouble with having nothing in our pockets. We do have to do a fair bit of waiting around. So we're just going to wait for that guard, you can see, to turn around and move away. And then we're going to vault over the wall, and we're heading for the side entrance here. We're going to use this SUV for cover as well until the guard, you can see, up by the building there also turns and moves away. Now I get a little bit tired of waiting, so the second he moves, I move as well. So as you can see, if you're quick, you can get into the window here nice and easily. We're going to grab the soap from the counter there, and we're going to throw that just underneath the window, and then we're going to hide in the closet provided. Now that's going to attract the attention of one of the guards from outside who we've just avoided, and he's going to come in to investigate, and when he makes it past us, we can then exit the closet. We're going to render him unconscious. We may even just leave his gun there as a present for someone. We're going to hide his body in the closet we were hiding in, and then we're going to take his outfit, and now we don't have to sneak around everywhere. So we are now going to duck back out of the window, being aware that the other guard by our right is an enforcer. So we want to run around the building right to the very back, and we're going to make ourselves some lethal poison. So we're going to head for the greenhouse you can see in the background there. Along the way, we are going to grab a couple of items, the first of which will be the wrench, which is just down by the ornamental pond here, just at the back of the pond. So there is the wrench. We're now going to make our way around to the rear of the greenhouse, and just on the box here we will find a crowbar. And once we have both of those items, we're going to make our way back around to the front of the greenhouse. We're just going to wait for the patrolling guard to move away, and then we're going to crouch down, bust our way into the greenhouse. Yes, the gardener isn't looking, so in we go, and we're going to make our way around to our right, and we're going to grab the eggmatic flower here. We're going to repair the chemistry set, and then we're going to add our flower to the chemistry set, and that will give us some lethal poison. That's one of our targets now pretty much dealt with. So once we have that, we're going to make our way back to the main house, and we're going to go in up the left hand stairs here and through the left hand most doors, and this will bring us into the area. We're going to go to the kitchens first and look for our target here. He's not around, which means that both of our targets are up on the first floor having a quick meeting. So we're going to make our way up the central staircase, avoiding the patrolling enforcer who patrols around this area, and around to our left and then out the window, and we're going to scoot along this ledge and around until we come to another open window, and this window will lead us to a bedroom. I cannot remember whose bedroom it is. I can't keep up with all these Carlyles. So we're going into one of the Carlyle's bedrooms, and in the back of this room there is a picture of a dog, which is the entrance to a secret room. And beyond this secret room is another room. I can't remember if this one's secret or not. I'm not sure if it is. But as our target isn't in that room, we're going to open the door and throw our crowbar into the secret room here. That will get the attention of one of the 2 guards in the room, and when he comes in to investigate, we can then render him unconscious. We're going to collect up his gun, and we're going to hide his body in the crate just to be neat and tidy. We might actually even collect up our crowbar as well. We don't need it anymore, but you never know. So our target, the embalmer, is heading this way as we speak. Let's get a nice look at him. So we are going to have to wait him out. He will go through a relatively short routine before leaving. He has a bodyguard with him, so wait for the bodyguard to leave as well. And once the room is clear, we can make our way inside. We're just going to make our way past the desk here, drop our gun on the floor, and the guard in the room will move in to take that away. And once he has his back to us, we can approach the desk and we can apply our lethal poison to the beer bottle on the desk. So the guard should be moving off around about now. There he goes. Little pause for effect. Don't know who that was for, there's no one watching. So once the guard has vacated the room, we can then add our lethal poison to the beer bottle, and our target will come back eventually, and he will drink from that bottle. Now, for the purposes of the video, as usual, I will stick around to witness the kill. If you do not wish to stick around to witness the kill, return back to the kitchen area. Just be aware there is a maid down there who is an enforcer. We will deal with her in a timely fashion. But here is our target, and he has drunk his drink.
Target down. It's not over yet, 47. One more to go.
So, 1 target down, 1 more to go, as Diana says. So we are now going to retrace our steps, again avoiding the patrolling enforcer on the main stairway. We're going to head back down the stairs just on our right here, and then head directly to our left and around to our right, and we're back outside the kitchens. We're just going to stop here real quick. So where is our target? He's in the kitchen at the moment, so we're going to close the kitchen door, and then we're going to render this young lady enforcer unconscious, and we're going to hide her body in the crate provided. Now I sort of rushed this, and the target is on his way to the dining room, which is just to our left. So we just about got the lady in the closet, or in the crate, in time. So we're once again going to close the kitchen doors after the cook here, or our target. He's going to go and try and convince one of the Carlisle siblings to try his delicacy, which does contain human flesh. Eventually he will lose his little battle with Mr. Carlisle, and he will return the plate to the kitchen. And what we're going to do is just wait here for him, and once he comes out of the dining room, we are going to immediately close the door behind him, and then we're going to jump on him from behind, render him unconscious, and snap his neck. A bit like this.
Targets eliminated. Find an exit. Your money is being transferred now.
So, as that wasn't an accident kill, we are going to deposit Mr. Rowe into the crate along with the maid, and we are going to head for the bridge. So, 2 levels down, 1 more to go. So, moving on to level 3, and we have added stipulations along with our 2 targets and our empty pockets. Both of our targets will like to have been killed with the hemorrhagic virus syringe. So, right from the start and off the bat, we need to vacate our area here. We're going to go into the bathroom as our pockets are empty, and we are going to grab the scissors from by the sink here, and we are going to now make our way out of our apartment around to our left, and we're going to head up to the bathroom just at the top of the stairs here on our right. And in here we have a permanent residence. He is always here. He doesn't seem to have a room of his own. So we're going to just close the door, render him unconscious, and get him out of our way. We're going to put him in the right hand cubicle here, as the left hand cubicle is occupied. We're going to deposit our friend here in his new home, and we're going to wait right here. So what we're waiting for now is the hospital director. He's currently down the entrance ramp meeting with Yuki Yamazaki. That's him just walking up the slope now. So when he gets to the top of the slope, the guard at the top will move away, and at that point we're going to open the door and we're going to throw our scissors into the room here. Somewhere about there should do. We're going to wait right here, and that will get the attention of the hospital director, and when he comes in to investigate, we can close the door behind him, render him unconscious. We're going to hide his body in the closet in the cubicle along with the permanent resident, and once we have that done, we can then take his outfit. Now all of this is kind of unnecessary. If we were allowed to just bring one item with us, namely the keycard hacker, we could avoid a lot of this, but we have empty pockets, so we're going to do it the hard way. So we're going to make our way up to the director's office. So we're going to exit the bathroom with our director's disguise on, make our way into the hospital area, up the entrance ramp, and then up the stairwell to our right. Now at the top of these stairs and just outside of the director's office there is an enforcer. He is just moving into the worst position for us, so we're just going to wait for him. When he finishes playing with his phone and messaging people on Tinder and Instagram and the rest of it, he will go back to his colleague and stand looking out the window, and it's at that point we have enough time to get past him into the director's office, collect up the key card that's in that office, and get out again. So he's now just moving back into position. We're just going to wait for him to turn around, and then we're going to run to the director's office, and then just on the desk we have a key card. That key card is going to open one of the morgue shelves in which we will find Agent Smith. So we're now just going to head straight back down the stairs we came up, but this time going all the way down to the bottom. We're going to go into the security room on our left, and we're just going to knock out this guard in here. Now we want to take out the surveillance system so that we don't get spotted on a camera in the next part of this mission. So once we have the guard safely tucked up, we can take care of the surveillance system. We're going to leave the guard's gun on the floor there. We're now going to go to the far end of the storage room, or the fridge room, and in this very last container here we will find Agent Smith. Now we do have to sit through a relatively long and one-sided conversation, but when that finishes, Agent Smith will give us another card, and this card specifically will open the stem cell room door, and in the stem cell room door just to our right we will find the 2 syringes we require. So with murder weapon in hand, we are now going to go up the stairs just outside of the stem cell room 1 floor, and we're going to make our way along the corridor. There is our first target, the young lady wearing the very cool shades. Now we've obviously just missed her. She comes to this little alcove where there's a door, to make a phone call. So we're just going to skip ahead to when she returns. It doesn't take very long, and once she turns around, make sure none of the guards are in the corridor at this precise moment, and we can jab her with our needle. So that's one target down, one to go. We're going to head down out of the hospital area, down the entrance ramp, and we're now going to veer off to our right and out into the Tranquility Garden. And our next target is in the sushi bar, and he remains in this area. It's quite a public area. There are a couple of ways to get to him. I found the most easiest, but the longest, is to go straight down past the sushi bar, down the stairs, into the kitchens, where we will find just behind this pipe at the back of the room some rat poison. We're going to grab up that rat poison. We now need some sort of throwing item. So there is a kitchen knife right there on that desk, but the chef has just moved into position so that we can't get it. So we're just going to wait for the chef to stir the soup, taste the soup. He's not very impressed from the looks of it. Hopefully he will now move away. I can spice that up for you a bit if you want, mate. I happen to have a very fine ingredient right here in my hand. So once the chef moves away, we can grab the kitchen knife. We're going to make our way into the freezer, and before the door closes, we're going to throw the knife on the floor somewhere. That should get the attention of at least one of the two chefs, usually both, and one will come in to investigate, and when they do, we can close the door behind them, render them unconscious. We're going to hide them in the freezer within the freezer, and we're going to take his outfit. So you'll be doubly cool in there, mate. So once we have the chef's outfit on, we're now just going to check on the other chef who is an enforcer. We're going to exit the kitchen via the door here and make our way up to the sushi lounge via the main entrance, just to avoid the chef enforcer in the kitchen and another at the bar up the top there. So we're going to move around the sushi room to our right, and we're just going to wait over by the bookcase here. If the chef is looking this way, he isn't for me, so we're going to poison the glass, and it is the second glass from the right of the four. So the cowboy will come along and drink from the second glass from the left. Our target, who is off there in the distance on the phone in the white lab coat, will eventually come along, and he will drink from the second glass on the right, as he is doing now, and that will of course make him very, very sick. There is a bathroom in the vicinity, and he will head for that bathroom. We're going to get there slightly ahead of him, just to avoid the enforcer chef, because we do have to get quite close by going around this table and chairs here. So we're just going to make our way down towards the bathroom. We'll stop here because the chef has now moved and will not see us, and we're just going to wait for our target to catch us up and get slightly ahead of us, because he does have some indecision. The only inconsistency about this method is which bathroom cubicle he will use. Sometimes the left, sometimes the right. We never know until the final moment. So it looks like he's going for the left. No, he's going for the right. Make your mind up. He's definitely going for the left this time. So we're just going to follow him into the bathroom, make sure the door closes behind us, and jab him with our needle.
The money has been wired to your account.
So our final two targets taken care of with the lethal syringes. I'm not going to use that big long word. I'm not a doctor or a scientist. I'm an engineer. So all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and we are going to head for the sky lift exit. I've forgotten what it's actually called. The cable car, that's the one. it is the safest exit available, even though there is one slightly closer. So there we go, one more Elusive Target arcade taken care of. Sorry for the delay on this one. I got home from work on the night it was released and immediately messed it up, so had to wait. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.